Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate with us. It is a tradition at our school to open up our ceremonies in multiple languages to celebrate the diversity in our community. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to our Guild Gator students.
Bienvenidos a la Escuela Guild. Estamos felices de celebrar con ustedes.
Oi, meu nome é Camila. Oi, meu nome é Camila. Bem-vindos na escola do Guild. A gente está muito feliz de celebrar com você hoje.
Benvenuti alla scuola Guild. Siamo felici di festeggiare con voi.
مرحبا مدرسة القايد. نحن سعيدين نحن عم نحتفل معكم.
Welcome to the Guild. We are so happy to celebrate with you.
We'd now like to introduce Becky Schuster, our MC for the day.
Good morning, and thank you so much to the students who just welcomed us in such a beautiful way. My name is Becky Schuster. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Equity for the Boston Public Schools. And what that means is that the office and the team that I work with is in charge of making sure that every single student and every single employee of the Boston Public Schools can flourish here. And this project is very special to us. I am very excited to be here with your whole team, especially Ms. McCarthy, and I'd like to welcome to the Guild Superintendent of Schools of the Boston Public Schools, Laura Perot. Can you give her a hand? This community has been working together for over 3 years to achieve this amazing milestone, this incredible recognition of who you are as a community. And I want to call your attention to the big colorful sign up on the wall. And students, I'm going to ask you to read it with me. 1, 2, 3. Everyone, welcome here. Awesome. And now can you join me in saying, I am welcome here. I am welcome here. And next we're going to say, you are welcome here. You are welcome here. Beautiful. And that's the heart of this project, and we're going to hear more about that in a moment. So we are now going to share with you a video about the Welcoming Schools project so you can learn about this project that's happening all over the United States. So we're now going to watch a 5-minute video.
In 24 years of teaching, nothing has changed the way that I teach like Welcoming Schools.
My school is special because everyone treats each other with kindness.
It makes me feel safe. There's like someone that's always right there to help you.
Welcoming Schools focuses on family diversity, creating LGBTQ inclusive schools, supporting transgender and non-binary students, and preventing bias-based bullying and increasing ally behavior. Our professional development is LGBTQ inclusive in an age-appropriate way, but we focus on all kinds of diversity in an intersectional approach.
When I ask staff, what is the greatest thing about welcoming schools? By far, they will say, we wanted to do this work. We did not know how, and this gave us the how. I think it sets the foundation for achieving academically.
Studies have shown that kids who feel safe at school learn better.
When my child transitioned, it was seamless and it was beautiful. He's thriving in school. He's actually going to be promoted 2 grades in math.
Learning to be an ally is one of the favorite skills that students learn from the Welcoming Schools program.
You get to basically be a superhero for someone else.
I feel safe at school because I know that there are a lot of people surrounding me that will help me and that will protect me.
You should be an ally every single day.
I know I would never bully anyone. I would be an ally.
Welcoming Schools offers a website that is free to educators. They can just hop online and download Welcoming Schools lesson plans. They can download Welcoming Schools book lists.
Welcoming schools is the best thing for school climate. It makes an administrator's job so much easier because a welcoming and inclusive school climate decreases discipline problems, it increases allyship, it makes every classroom a better place to be.
When you walk into our school, that's the first thing everybody says. Wow, this is such a joyful place of learning.
I feel like it's a life changer for kids.
Because if all kids knew that they belong, the world would just be a better place.
Okay, that was a beautiful video, and I bet the students and families and staff here recognized a lot of the ideas in that video as the same ideas that you've been learning over the last 3 years. So in a moment, I'm going to introduce again Interim Superintendent Peril, and I'd like you to greet her. So what we're going to do is first we're going to say together what it says on the wall. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Everyone is welcome here. Beautiful. And now let's say the superintendent is welcome here. Ready? The superintendent is welcome here. Great, so she's going to join me now, and I want you to know that from the very first day that she came to work in the Boston Public Schools about a year ago, one of the parts of the job that she's been most committed to and most passionate about is supporting the work of the Office of Equity and specifically the Welcoming Schools Project. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Interim Superintendent Laura Peril.
Thank you, Becky, and good morning, everyone. You know, we're going to have a number of guests join us over the course of this morning to celebrate with you, but I want to acknowledge your City Councilor, Lydia Edwards, who's just joined us. So say hello to Councilor Edwards. I am thrilled to be here to celebrate this amazing accomplishment with all of you this morning. The Guild has long been a safe, welcoming, inclusive environment for students, staff, and families. You have worked hard to get to this point, and it's wonderful that the Human Rights Campaign has helped this community expand on those efforts. You know, just last year, the Gardner Pilot Academy in Alston received the Seal of Excellence as well, and in 2015, the John F. Kennedy Elementary School in Jamaica Plain was the first Boston public school to earn this recognition. As of today, the Seal of Excellence has been awarded to only 16 schools in the country. And 3 of those schools are here in the Boston Public Schools, and you are the 3rd. This is an amazing accomplishment, and I am so proud of the work you've done. I want to be sure to thank Assistant Superintendent of Equity Becky Schuster and her entire team, particularly Stephen Chen, Director of Training and Accommodations for the Office of Equity. And I really want to thank and acknowledge the hard work and admirable leadership of Principal Karen McCarthy. And the same is true for your school psychologist, Jillian Archer, who was critical in moving the work forward this year. I just said to Ms. Archer this morning that I've spent a lot of time this year congratulating her because she is also one of this year's Boston Public Schools Educators of the Year, and it's in no small part due to her work on the Safe and Welcoming Schools and the Seal of Excellence Award. And this is exactly the kind of collaboration and working together of family and community that makes the Guild a welcoming school, and an excellent one at that. I also want to thank Ellen Kahn of the Human Rights Campaign for being our partner in this project. The Human Rights Campaign provided the invaluable professional development, training, and resources that made all of this possible, and so we thank you for your support. And can I get one more shout out for the teachers and staff and adults in this building who've worked so hard. What they learn, you learn, and so that collaboration together is what has brought the Seal of Excellence to the Guild School today. You know, in the Boston Public Schools, we aim to make all of our school buildings inclusive learning environments for our community members, and I hope that your award today inspires more schools across the city to go to this extra effort. Too often we hear about the ways that people are mean to one another, including in schools. You know, when I was in grade school, I had a really rough year where I was bullied by a group of kids, and there were days when it was hard to come to school. Has anyone ever had a day like that? That's right. And has anyone ever had a day when you were the person to reach out to someone who was maybe having a tough day or getting picked on or had an unfriendly moment? Raise your hand if you've ever done that. I am so happy to see all those hands up. That's what it means to be a safe and welcoming school. That's what it means to be an upstander when someone is having a tough time. Stand up for them, speak up for them, and welcome them into your group. It makes all the difference in the world. And that's what you are doing here today. So I am especially proud of the students who have joined in this effort to make the Guild such a safe and welcoming place. So congratulations to all of you students, to all the teachers and staff, to Principal McCarthy, and now I think we are going to turn things back over to Becky for a little musical introduction.
Thank you so much. So some of the students have prepared some very special performances today. So I'm going to ask Ms. Archer to come to the front, and she's going to be introducing our student performance. And you all know, as Superintendent Peril mentioned, that Ms. Archer is the school psychologist here at the Guild, and she defines her role not just to support individual students who are going through a rough time, but being part of the fabric of the school culture, making sure that every single person is welcome here. So let's give a big round of applause to BPS Educator of the Year, Jillian Archer. Sorry, one more thing I want to say before we have Archer come up here. We have another special guest who has arrived here today. In a few short weeks, we're going to have a new superintendent of schools in Boston, and her name is Superintendent Brenda Casilius, and she is joining us today. Let's give her a big round of applause. We are really looking forward to working with Superintendent Casilius to have more schools in Boston earn the Seal of Excellence. All right, now I'm going to turn it over. Oh, awesome.
Okay, can we have Miss Tatro's class, Miss Tegmeyer's class, and Miss Rua's class please come up? Thank you, third graders. Our next very special performance is from one of our second grade teachers, Miss Holland, and our Welcoming Schools ambassador, Louion. Can we welcome them to the stage?
Hi everyone, my name is Lily Holland and I'm a second grade teacher at the Curtis Giles.
Hello, my name is Luan and I am a second grade student at the Giles. I am the Welcoming Schools ambassador and I have a very important job that I earned with my respectful and kind behavior. Every Friday I bring some books to some of the classrooms around the school. These books are about different topics like families, immigration, or identities. The books help kids feel safe and happy, which is so important in our school. I love our school because it feels like we're family. Sometimes we don't look the same and sometimes we do, but we are still friends. That's what I love about my school.
Thank you, Louion, for your incredible work bringing diverse books to classrooms each week. And thank you to all of our amazing students for making our school such a welcoming place to learn. It is my great honor to speak on behalf of the Giles staff. I've had the privilege of working to become a truly welcoming school with the best team of educators in the district. As you've probably seen here today, when the teachers at the Giles do something, we really give it our all. Our school has worked so hard to support all students in feeling safe and welcome here, and we know that this is just the beginning of our work. As a member of the social emotional learning team, I get to see the ways in which this work is implemented across the school and how it builds for our students as they go through elementary school. This year, kindergartners, you worked hard to learn about family diversity. You know that every family looks different, and that's what makes our classroom such a beautiful place to learn. First grade students, you guys learned about your names and how your name informs your identity. Second grade students, we know that everyone is welcome here. You listened to the stories of immigrants in our community and wrote poems and told stories about your identity. You have shown people from all around the world that they belong in our community. Third graders, you took on bullying and what it means to stand up for people. We know our school is a place where we take care of one another, and you embody this fully. I'll never forget last year when the third graders were in second grade and we took on gender stereotypes. You dreamed up the book characters that you wished your books had, skateboarding girls and boys who love to cook. Your stories made our classroom more beautiful, full, and representative of the world that we live in. We practiced standing up for each other and saying, that's a stereotype, when people told us we couldn't do something because of our gender or identity. Fourth graders, you looked at identity through the lens of poetry and music. We will get to hear some of your beautiful talents here today. And fifth graders, you've applied everything you've learned over your time at the Giles to current events, using a critical eye to examine history. You've never been afraid to stand up for what you believe in, and we know you'll continue to be activists in middle school next year. Furthermore, to our Gator Council, you have made our school a better place this year with your leadership. You are role models for all of us in this school. I hope all of the students at the Giles know how special the work that you do to make everyone feel welcome, included, and safe in our school is. Your teachers and I want you to know that you can be whoever you want to be in this world, and that we love and support each and every one of you. You inspire us all each day. You are making the world a better place every year, and we can't wait to see all the ways in which you'll continue to change the world as you grow up. Thank you.
Good morning again, everyone. I mentioned earlier we're going to have several special guests today, so I want to acknowledge that your state representative, Representative Adrian Modero, had joined us. And this big guy who just crashed the stage, that would be your mayor, Mayor Marty Walsh. All right, we're going to have one more student performance before the mayor, so you have a couple of minutes to get settled.
Okay, I'd like to welcome 3 of our 4th graders to the stage, Cynthia, Enrique, and Jari.
Good, how are you? Can I grab you?
Where I'm From by Jari. I live in East Boston. I love my neighborhood and all my friends who live there. Scratch, scratch, go the golden and silver forks at my house. Shh, 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 go the plants getting watered. Bounce, 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 go the basketballs outside when the teens are playing. I love to play or exercise. Some things I do is listen to music. Every Friday, I do what's called Fresh Friday. I like to do gymnastics and cheer. Boom, boom, boom goes the floor when I'm tumbling. I'm also a creative person, so I like to try new things. I have big events in my life too. One big event is school. School is very important. You learn so you can have a good life. Another important event in my life is working hard. I work hard on doing things, and when I try new things, I work hard. Scratch, scratch go the forks on plates at home. In my house and country, we eat special food. It has beans, rice, and chicken. I love that it's amazing. I hear all sounds in my neighborhood, like birds chirping, people walking and talking, balls bouncing, and laughing. Something that reminds me of my house is the smell of my jacket. Every time my mom washes it and I go to school with it, I feel calm because it feels like I'm at home with all my friends. Some things that I think about is me and my family in a field having a picnic, in a sunset, with me and my family and my flag. Some things that come to my mind when I think about my country is when I go to the beach and outside in the inside pool and water parks, big houses as tall as trees, amazing sweet and sour fruit, and good food.
I am from a lot of pictures with my family all together in peace. I am from my wild imaginations with pine trees. I am from a special but not perfect Christmas and birthday. I am from a beautiful but not quiet, just perfect street with wonderful but loud noises. I am from the fields in my country, El Salvador, with caring people and family. I am from the sweet, sweet music and food. I am from the adventures they have in the deep sunny woods. I am from family stories by La Lechuza. That's a famous story my family says. I am from my wise caring. I am stuck there for a while. I am from fresh mangoes that grow in trees, and from the phrases my mother says, you won't get anywhere without trying. I am from the trips to Florida, Miami, Orlando, visiting people from all around, and I am from creative parents who filled my heart with love, joy, and care.
I am from the spices, from plants and fruits. I am from the game that blast our world. I'm from the mysteries that stop and make us think. Paintings with warm and sun colors. By the beautiful nature that blossoms like wishing water, and trees that give us air, and plazas that we're connect. To people in David Buster's, where the fun is fun, and stacks of tickets. My birthday that pops with excitement, and Christmas that snows with joy and fun. With sweets that are ice cream and delicious pupusas that makes us explode. With sounds like tweets, like birds and texts, people talk with joy and nature of the great vibes. Great fresh air that we need around our street, where I'm from, called Citala. I am restored with someone near me, which is my teddy bear, full of cotton. I have many special people in my life that I've been growing up with, like my mom, dad, brothers, and sister, and this has all been with me. When I think about these people, it's coffee. Not all of us drink coffee, but not a lot. When I think about my brothers and sisters and mom, but I also have friends who will be by my sides. Some images that come to me is me and Karan playing Prodigy, or playing tag with Elian and Angel, playing with me and Karan.
Thank you to our student poets. Those were amazing words that you shared with us. So a little while ago this morning, I talked about being an upstander instead of a bystander and being someone who stands up for others. I'm so proud this morning to be celebrating with you and to be joined here by your new incoming superintendent, Dr. Brenda Caselius. You said hello to her earlier. She and I were together this Saturday, along with the mayor and others, including your school leader, marching in the Pride Parade to celebrate our LGBTQ community. She and I celebrate your work, and I know she will carry this forward into hers. But now I want to talk about one of the city's biggest upstanders. Doesn't matter if you're a kid on a playground or in a school, if you've just arrived in this country, if you're learning to speak English, if you're a member of our LGBTQ community, whatever, if you are struggling to find housing and homeless on our streets, our mayor stands up for you. And so it's particularly fitting that he is here this morning to celebrate how you all stand up for others here at the Guild School. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mayor Marty Walsh.
Thank you, Laura. Or Superintendent Burrell, sorry. How's everyone doing today? Well, first of all, I just want to say to all the student performers that came up here and read from this podium, you did an amazing job. How about we give a big round of applause to all of our performers. I also want to welcome Ellen Kahn, the National Director for the Human Rights Campaign, Children, Youth, and Family Program. How about a round of applause? And I want to thank and welcome everyone from Welcoming Schools and the Human Rights Campaign, including the Boston Board, for joining us here today. I am thrilled to congratulate you, your principal, Principal McCarthy, congratulations. And to every single teacher in this room, every single person that works in this building, every single student, every single family member, everyone at the Curtis Giles Elementary School, congratulations. Are you excited? All right. Well, let me just say, this is a proud day for the Giles School and a proud day for the whole city. This school, this might have been told earlier, but this school is only the third school in Boston to receive this recognition out of 125 different schools in the city of Boston. And on a nationwide level, just the 16th school in the country out of 100,000 schools in the United States of America. So that's a big deal. So congratulations to all of the parents and teachers and staff and principal. As we can see, Boston's a diverse city. We're a very diverse city. We're diverse in languages. We're diverse in gender. We're diverse in identities of all kinds. Our goal every day is to make sure that anyone that comes to Boston feels welcome and that they're part of our city. Every single person in the community needs to know that we value and respect who they are. And that's what makes us so strong, and that's what makes Boston strong. There is no more diverse public school district in the country than the Boston Public Schools. I have a question to all the young people. How many of you speak a second language, 2 languages? Who speaks 2 languages? Wow, look at that. And I also heard that the students in this school, after the big fire in East Boston down the street, you collected toys for the family members' kids? Congratulations, thank you for doing that. I want to thank you for your kindness. I want to thank you for being nice. Everyone nice to each other all the time? Are we? I don't hear you. All right. And I also want to just give a special shout out. You know, we talk a lot about schools, and you hear a lot about schools and what's going on in our schools. The amazing thing in our schools is our teachers and our leadership. Without you, we would not be able to do what we do, and in particular in this school, you can tell you have such a big impact. You're a role model. We have a big hockey game tonight, and everyone looks at the players and sports as role models, but the real role models in our community and our neighborhoods are our teachers and the staff. So thank you very much for what you do every day here in the city of Boston. The fact that the teachers work to make sure that all the students complete all the requirements for this recognition, you've created together a welcoming, inclusive, uplifting school, and I want to thank you for that. You are certainly leading our city and leading our nation forward, and I want to thank you for that. And I know that on behalf of all the elected officials, you know, we do a lot of talking about how do we improve quality of life, how do we improve our education system, and we can't do it without great leadership and great teachers. So I want to thank you for that. This past week in Boston was Pride, and some of the people in this room marched in the Pride Parade. We had a great time out there. The parade was unbelievable. But what's happening every day in our city, in our community, truly is what's important and welcoming for us to do. And you have shown that every single day here at this school. I want to wish you, I want to thank you all the young people in this room. I want to thank you for making Boston the best country and the best city in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Walsh. What does it say on the, oh, here's.
I just want to give one more introduction. I didn't do this, I should have. I want a nice round of applause. In East Boston, you're really lucky because you have 2 elected officials that live in East Boston. And the first one is over here to my left, your right, your City Councilor Lydia Edwards. And Lydia works with me. We work in the nice concrete building in City Hall Plaza. And then on my right, your left, your state representative, Adrian Madero, who works in a beautiful building on Beacon Hill as your state representative.
Thank you so much, Mayor Walsh. What does it say up on that wall? Everyone is welcome here. And let's now tell Mayor Walsh that he's welcome here. Mayor Walsh is great. Now we have a little surprise for a moment because State Representative Magaro and Councilor Edwards have brought something special with them today. So just a little surprise.
Thank you so much. This is on behalf of myself, the city, and this also includes the mayor as well. But we wanted to make sure that we, as East Boston residents, because we're so proud of the Guild, we're so proud of how inclusive you are, we're so proud of the teachers and the community that you have here, but also the one that you're creating for future generations. So that's the seeds that we're planting today, that we have this citation to give to our principal on behalf of the city and the state. So I'm going to pass the mic. Present the citation.
Thank you, Councilor Edwards. Congratulations, Principal McCarthy, the students, the teachers. This is an extremely exciting day in East Boston for an immigrant community that's a majority minority community where every language under the sun is spoken. We have always been a welcoming and inclusive community, and for the Guild School to get that recognition, it just fills our heart with joy and pride. Congratulations and thank you.
Okay, students, you have been doing an amazing job paying attention. We are almost done. We've got 2 last speakers, and you've been doing such a great job. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you From the National Office of the Human Rights Campaign, Ellen Kahn. She's the director of the Children, Youth, and Families program there and our partner in the Welcoming Schools project. So welcome to the podium, Ellen Kahn.
Thank you so much. And students, I see your rainbow shirts. You are a beautiful rainbow. You know, I've only been in the Guild School for about an hour this morning. I flew here from Washington, D.C. to celebrate with you, and I could tell right away that the Guild School is a very welcoming place. Why do you think it's a welcoming school? Why do you think it's welcoming? Just one person. There we go. Yeah. Why is it a welcoming school? Just shout it out. Shout out. Okay. Well, we can move along. Oh, there we go. Alex. Thank you, Alex. That is true. And one of the many reasons that the Guild School is such a special and welcoming place. We're looking at all of your amazing work. I'm so impressed with the way you make inclusion and respect and social justice a part of everything you do, from the clay family portraits in art class to discussions of identity in science class. So I'm here today to recognize the important work all of you have been doing to make the Guild School a truly welcoming school. And I'm joined by some of HRC's leaders who live and work in the Boston area. They want to celebrate with you as well. So I would like to welcome up to the front Principal Karen McCarthy. You want to help maybe? I am so honored to present the Welcoming School Seal of Excellence banner to hang in your school to represent the hard work and dedication to making your school a place where everyone can be who they really are. We'll get more pictures. I also want to take just a moment. We'll get lots more pictures. Maybe the students will want to be in some pictures too. I would just like one more minute of your attention, and you've been just so patient. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize a very special individual who has played a major role in this achievement. Boston Public Schools Director of Training and Accommodations, Stephen Chen. Please come up, Stephen. Come on up. We're presenting a special certificate of achievement to Stephen. Stephen has helped the Guild School become the 3rd school in Boston and only the 16th in the entire country to have this seal of recognition. So congratulations to everyone at Guild Elementary School.
So the leader of this project at the Guild will now have an opportunity to accept this recognition. Please welcome to the podium Principal Karen McCarthy.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Awesome. It is amazing to see this auditorium filled with all of you here to celebrate our work and its importance. I want to thank Mayor Walsh for coming today, for your leadership in working for an inclusive and welcoming Boston. He's a mayor who recognizes that our diversity and our differences make us better, and who's been a champion for civil rights and equality. His stand for immigrants in particular has meant a lot to our school. Thank you both Superintendent Perel and Dr. Casilius, both of who walked with me and Boston Public Schools students and staff at the Pride Parade this weekend, and to know that the mayor was out there leading the way as well. I also want to thank Adrian Madaro and Lydia Edwards for coming out and supporting us. They fight hard for our schools every day and are always here to celebrate the beautiful things that are happening in our schools. This is a city that takes a stand with leadership, takes a stand when it matters, and it's leaders like this that make us feel supported in this work. Ellen Kahn from the Human Rights Campaign, thank you for being here. Your work in and beyond schools is so important. And thank you to the local HRC board members, staff, and volunteers who have come to celebrate with us today. We're also grateful to many more people in BPS for supporting this work. Too many to name. I see Tommy Welch over there and Ted Lombardi, who supported our school for years. And I also, notably, there are other people who also stand with principals and prioritize this work. Notably, Stephen Chen, who you just met, and Danielle Murray. Can you wave, Danielle? These amazing individuals take my calls at any hour of the day, thought partner on situations, train our staff, and have met with students and families in supporting all of us to be able to be who we are in our schools. I want to thank our amazing families, some of you who are here, who jumped on the idea to join in this work when I presented it at our school site council meeting 4 years ago. I see Tiffany Free over there, who helped create the rainbow of shirts that you see in this room, and is always thinking about ways to celebrate everyone in our community. Of course, I'm grateful to the staff and the students of our school. Our social emotional learning team, could you please wave if you're on that team? Stand up and wave so we know who you are. And you've met Miss Archer, whose leadership on this team and work ethic is beyond compare. They believed in, committed to, and led the best team in Boston, our teachers, paras, and other staff, to engage fully in this work. And of course, the heart of our school is our students. Students, could you please raise your flags? Our students taught us much more about this work than anything else ever could. They love them. Thank you for raising your flags. When you're ready, you could wave them more gently or put them on, rest them on your laps. And students, you taught us more about this work than anything or anyone else ever could. The work in our classrooms, on the playground, after school. These were situations that we connected to and deepened our work. We are certainly a stronger, more inclusive, and more connected school than we were 3 years ago. The Guild is a diverse community. We speak close to a dozen languages. We practice different religions. We come from many different countries of origin and have different family structures. Our backgrounds are part of what makes us who we are, and when we name our core values, we celebrate community first, because having a warm, inclusive, and accepting environment is foundational to all we do. Our process with Welcoming Schools began over 3 years ago when I called the Office of Equity for advice.
2 7-year-olds were using hurtful insults to put each other down. I reached Stephen Chen, who is here somewhere. I wanted to look at you. And I told him that while I felt I could handle the incident, I was worried. I was worried about culture. I was worried about how the students felt when they heard those words and when they said them. I was worried if they knew what they meant. I was worried about the students around them, how they felt. And I was worried that these incidents would continue if we didn't take a more intentional and systematic school-wide approach. I told Stephen this was clearly an indication we had work to do. And he listened, and his support led to a lengthy discussion of the Welcoming Schools approach and the ultimate adoption of this program. One that has provided professional development to create an affirming school using a lens of gender, LGBTQ, and other forms of inclusion. And as a result, over the past years, all of us has had deeply engaged in activities that foster inclusion, celebrate family diversity, and help end bias-based bullying. Now, when I was thinking about today, I remembered a speech of Oprah's when she said that one of the biggest pains in life is to be invisible. She said we all want the same thing, to know that we matter, we want validation, we want safety, we want love. Just last weekend, as I said, some of us from this school had the privilege of marching in the Pride Parade. As I walked with my own children, 2 Boston Public School students as well, my favorite sign we passed said, "I love you just the way you are." We love our students and our community just the way they are. And we made a deliberate and an intentional effort to prioritize this work because we know that learning happens more effectively when students feel they can be themselves. And this process has helped us provide the place, the opportunities, and the education so they will feel good in themselves, be curious, confident, and self-determined. We want them to thrive and create the world they envision. So lastly, when I think of our work, I imagine it as in part as a scale, one that we're always trying to tip to the side of justice, of hope, of equity. This process helped us do this. We are so proud to have earned this seal, not because we want an award, but because we want every single person who walks into our building to know what we stand for. We understand this is a continuous process, and it's incumbent upon us to be dogged in advocating for policies and practices that promote diversity and inclusion in our school and our community. So as you leave here today, I ask that you join the 275 students, their families, and the staff of our school in this important work as advocates in the collective path to create a society where everyone is seen, respected, and valued.
Thank you so much to Principal McCarthy, to all of our special guests. Thank you to every person who joined us today. Thank you to Stephen, Danielle Murray, and the rest of the team at the Office of Equity. And especially thank you, Guild students, for inspiring us. And let's celebrate. Have a great day.